Overview. So today, what we will discuss about same installation topic, but we yesterday we have performed on the Windows, right? So today I will show you on the Linux operating systems. Linux also it's the same, but only thing is the SWPM starting procedure is different here. The remaining all the steps are common. SWPM starting procedure is the so one different step here. So till now, what we discussed here in the SAP. Till now, we discussed about we have not discussed the major the introduction about the SAP. So what is SAP and so how many products, then initial versions of the SAP, and also the implementation strategy, SAP implementation strategy, SAP strategy, methodology, phases we discussed. Then, yeah, these two things are we discussed SAP introduction and versions and SAP implementation phases. These two things are we discussed. So then after that, we are starting the installation. Installation is part of the implementation. So SAP installation we have started here. For the SAP installation, we know what are the softwares are required here, right? So exports, SWPM tool. So we required for the so SWPM tool, and then exports, then kernel, then DB client, DB client, and we required the export kernel, DB client, and also we required the SAP host SAP host agent here. So these are the softwares we required for the SAP installation. SAP installation, these are the softwares are required here, right? So with these softwares, we know how to calculate the sizing. Also, we discussed there is a SAP quick sizer tool for the greenfield installation. So then greenfield means fresh installation or vanilla installation. There are the multiple names the people will call vanilla installation, greenfield installation, SAP fresh installation. So something like that they will call it multiple things. But anything, so we need the these are the softwares we required here. So Windows, we can directly log into the SAP Windows operating systems level. Just double click on the SAP INST, then it will start the URL from the browser. But Linux also what we have to do, the Linux operating system also what we have to do, you need to go to the related SWPM folder where you placed it. We need to execute the /SAP INST. You need to just simple execute the /SAP INST. If it's a Windows, if you double click it, it will be executed. Suppose example, let me show you in the Linux side here. That is the S4 HANA 2022 installation. Okay. For one of the batch, I'm doing that one for the target system for the migration perspective. Just I want to show you that installation for you all the guys again. Okay. So then there is a one conversion is happening for that batch. So I will show you same for you, your guys as well here, right? So why? Because that is target system preparation is very important for either SAP for anything. So for this batch, there is a conversion is running. For that one, we need to prepare the target system. So the target system build we are doing now here. Okay. So same SAP installation only we are doing now. So here, so this is
Hello.
our Linux operating system here. This is our Linux operating system. Okay. So in the Linux operating system, just if you go to the Linux operating system, I have placed the softwares under the one of the folder here. One of the folder I have placed the software. Here we can see the SWPM tool, kernel, exports, and DB already installed the HANA DB. Then here the SAP host agent also already installed. So I have not copied. So mainly
Excuse me.
SWPM tool here. So here
Hello.
go to the SWPM tool. Yes, please.
Can you hear me? Yeah, this is Wasim. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Quick question regarding this installation. I know you mentioned Linux. What operating system Linux is this? Is this 15 SUSE Linux or something else?
Can you speak little bit loudly?
Yeah, is this SUSE Linux
Red Hat, SUSE
15?
Linux. This is a SUSE Linux. Any Linux
Oh,
operating system, the procedure is common actually.
oh, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Please continue.
So here SWPM tool, the only thing is if it is a Windows system, through Putty you will log in. This one everybody knows, right? Through Putty you will log into the, so you will log into your Linux operating system. Then dot slash SAP INST. But in the Windows, you need to double click on the SAP INST, then that will open the URL in the browser. But here, if you execute the dot slash SAP INST, so here manually we have to open the URL in the browser. See here, this is the URL. It will asking us to open the URL in the browser here, right? Then open the browser here. So then we can just do the steps here. All right. So now, so any product installation common, as I mentioned here, either BW for HANA or S4 HANA, anything. So here we are going with the S4 HANA 2022 here, right? Just I'm selecting the 2022 here, then dedicatedly for the only one HANA database, then installation, then application server above, standard system, then standard here, right? So why? Because we are doing the S4 HANA 2022 above system instance here. Just click on the just click on the next button here. Right, 2023 also we can install it here, but so we there is a requirement to install only on the 2022, then installation, then application server above. Same procedure for any SAP system. Yesterday also we followed the same procedure, right? So same. From here onwards, it's very same. Only starting the SWPM tool is different from Windows as well as the Linux operating system. Remaining steps are common. Why? Because remaining steps you do after login to the browser, right? Same way yesterday also we got it here. Then you can proceed the installation steps, giving the exports, kernel, SID. So all the information we can provide it here, right? So SID. So here we have to give the MCD, right? So that is the requirement of the, we have to same dedicated requirement, MCD only. That's why I'm giving the MCD only here. So our operating system is the, so SUSE Linux 15 here. If you see the SUSE Linux version, so this is the SUSE Linux slash 15 SP05 here. SUSE Linux slash 15 SP05 is the version here, right? So this is the version here. So here we don't have any FQDN, just uncheck, click on the next button here. Same as like yesterday also, we unchecked that button. So password for all the users, right? Just give the password for all the users here. Then click on the next button. So DBSID it is asking. Yesterday DBSID. So we have browsed it. Here we need to provide the manually we need to provide the database details. Then what is the SID, DBSID details. Then what is the instance number. Then so system and password users we have to provide it. Why? Because this is a KPS4 is the your database host, Linux database host here. Linux database host here. So we are providing the these details here. Then that is the MC1 is the, so DB tenant SID details and everything here. So do you want to create the tenant? New tenant will be created. Yes, I want new tenant will be created here, right? So then, so here the password of the system database administrator. Then we can say here, then we can choose the password. Maybe in the HANA administration time, you will come to know what is the system DB, what is the tenant DB, and all the details. So for now, so just I'm showing here. So any database, any SAP product, the we have to use the SWPM tool, then we have to proceed the further here, right? So now it is asking the kernel, SAP exe means kernel. Just go to the here, then go to the USR. So SAP, our Windows level, we have placed into the SAP softwares here. Here I have placed under the Linux level under this folder. I have placed the all the softwares here. Then click on the next button. Then it will validate the all the kernel files and everything here. It will validate the all the kernel files and everything here. So kernel files, it will validate it here. Same as like SAP yesterday also, same. Same, you opened from the browser. same port number, same port number. But only thing is the host name is different. Their host name is SAP Practice 1. Yesterday we have done it. So this is the Linux host name. So it's common steps, but only thing is SAP starting procedure is different here. SAP starting procedure is different here. Right? See, all the files are available here. Then click on the next button. So swap size, yesterday also the swap size it is asked, we strongly recommend to fix the before the installation. There is a swap size, it's required. So, but that is optional now. So just we can later also we can increase it. Just clicking on the next button. Then just if you choose the no, the prerequisite checker is skipped here. Just click on the no button. So normally we need to provide the swap size further. So that one. So then update the host agent. It's not required. So then uncheck. Just click on the next button. So next one, it is asking the files. So S4 HANA 4 export files it is asking. Then go to here. So export files. Where are the export files here? So here USR, SAP, then MCD. Here we have the export files are there here, right? So then when you click on these files here, it will read the all the export file here. So this is the one of the long running step here in the export files, long running step here. So why? Because so if I talk about the export files, NetWeaver, it's a three exports. That's why we will call it as the NetWeaver installation is the very smallest installation. It has only three export files here, right? Then when it goes to the ECC, so 11 export files are there here. 11 export files are there. This is some kind of big installation. Then when it go to the S4 HANA, here we have the 29 exports are there. This is one of the biggest installation. So we have the three exports only. It will take in the 10 to 15 minutes, right? For exports. For 11 exports, also see. And 29 exports means see how much time it will take to validate the each and every file here. Each and every file, how much time it will take it out. If you see here, so there is a SAP INST. See here how much time it is taking here. All the exports here. So now it's only five exports, right? Signature. So when it go to the OS level
Yeah,
here,
hello.
OS,
Sorry for interrupting.
yes,
Yeah, for S4 HANA, we need more RAMs. Any different hardware we require?
yes, different hardware required. Yes, it's a depends upon the system usage. Yeah, we require the more hardware and RAM we required here. So if you see here, where is that? So here we have 60 GB or 50 GB. We have arranged the memory and 15 virtual CPUs that we have arranged for the
So,
lineup.
what is the minimum requirement?
Minimum requirement for the application, we don't require much one. So application SAP S4 HANA application 16 GB is fine minimum. But that HANA DB we require the 32 GB minimum is required. 32 GB minimum is required. For DB we require the minimum. So minimum 32 GB is required for the database plus 16 GB. So this is the calculation requirement here. So but here we have arranged the 52 GB memory is available here for the so our OS level KPS 49 in the Linux we have the 52 GB RAM memory is there.
Okay.
Same you can use the quick sizer tool, we can calculate it. Quick sizer tool, we can use it and we can calculate it.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, actually, I have a doubt. Actually, see, while installing the software, so if you get any error, so can we see it in that log, SAP INST log, and one more file, SAP INST hyphen dev dot log file?
We
Can we
can
see
see
it?
it, the error log files and what's happening in the screen itself, in the initial screen itself, we can see it, what's happening.
Yeah, yeah, it will give pop-up. So apart from that, can we see that log files in those two files?
Now, only SAP inst.log file is the, you'll get the more information. Otherwise, if you go to the SAP inst_dev.log file, that will
Uh-huh.
give you the clear information. Only these two log files, you will get the some information.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You see here, this is taking very longer time. So why? Because the exports, we have more exports. Go to the export, then we can see here 29 exports are there here. These all are the S/4HANA exports only. Normally same way yesterday, like how we downloaded from the service marketplace. Last time we downloaded for EC NetWeaver, I guess NetWeaver exports or S/4HANA. Then same way we have downloaded here, right? But when it comes to the count wise, how many number of means, this is the count here. 3 exports, 11 exports, and this is a very important count. Sometimes they may ask you, so how many exports you can see for NetWeaver? So 3 ECC 11 and S/4HANA is the 29 exports by day. So that's why installation time S/4HANA installation is the one of the biggest installation. But so it will complete soon. Why? Because we are doing in the Linux. So Linux means it's very fast compared to the Windows. So we have the more RAM also available. Yesterday we have only a little bit. Now we have the more RAM is available. So almost 52 GB, but in that 44 GB already occupied. But that's fine. We have the RAM is available.
Sir, one more doubt. Uh, Actually, if we want to install in Windows, so we will connect to the server, then the folder which you mentioned, softwares, then we can double click on that SAP INST. So coming to Linux, so how we can do that? How we can connect that SUSE Linux? That can you tell
Putti,
me?
you have any experience on the Linux operating systems?
Yeah, I have some basic knowledge and all the
Then how will
commands and
you connect to the Linux operating system?
through.
Putty, right? Putty is the software. Everybody will
Yeah,
use the Putty software. We can
yeah.
use the Putty, then we can connect to the Putty software. So we can connect to the Linux operating system. Then I can use it. Then I can type the your Linux host name, then connect it. It will ask the user, then provide the root user. Then so Windows there is administrator user is the super user here. This
Mhm.
is the user is the super user. You can connect it. So then
Okay, sir.
here once it is connected, so once it is connected, then we can go navigate to the here. So folders
Yeah,
and files. But you don't
okay.
need to worry about Linux administration. We have the separate session for the so Linux administration during the HANA DB time. So that time you
Yes.
will familiar with this Linux and everything.
Yeah, now I got some idea actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So 11 exports. Still 20, no, still 18 exports are left. 18. So 18 means we can calculate the time, how much time it will take. Okay. So here in 1 minute, 1 minute. So you can see here 1 minute, one export is signing it. 1 minute, one exports. Then we have the 18 exports still, then 18 minutes. 18 minutes means, so then, so 620, 621, 620. So we will able to complete this step. This way we can estimate it. You can see it here, how much time it is taking per step. So one thing here, 1 minute, one export only. It is so it's verifying what it is doing here. It is verifying the signature file and everything. It's not blindly accepting anything here. It will validate it, whatever the folder, whatever the files you provided, it will clearly validate, verify it here, whether it is correct file or any, so any corrupted or anything, it will verify it. Then only it will sign it and it will accept it here. It will sign it and it will accept it here. That is only one thing here. So 12, 13 exports. See, minutely one export it is going. So previously, within maybe 5 to 10 minutes, we will able to complete the this export step as well. Then we will able to proceed the next steps, right? But here, this step is taking a longer time because of the exports. Because of the exports, so this step is taking the some time here. So because of this is the S4HANA installation, very one of the biggest installation here, right? S4HANA 2022 installation. So same as like we require the SWPM export, same software stuff softwares, but only thing is the starting procedure of the SWPM is different here. So Linux, we need to execute this one, Windows, we can execute this one, and similar way we are proceeding the all the steps here, right? So then hardware requirement side, how can we calculate the using the quick sizer tool? Normally, so initial time, how we calculated during our initial discussion using the SAP quick sizer tool, so we have calculated the how much RAM is required here, right? Especially for the SAP applications like NetWeaver, ECC, and S4 HANA. So these are the not much required for SAP applications. Minimum 16 GB is enough. Minimum 16 GB. So 16 minimum GB is enough for S4 HANA applications here. So right. But when it comes to the databases, all databases fine. But especially for the HANA DB, minimum you require the 32 GB actually. When it is going to the real time, so you can say you don't say like 32 GB, minimum in the 64 GB is required for the, so minimum in the sorry, that is for the minimum is required for the, so non-production systems in the real time, that you can say here, right? 64 GB you can say, but training environment, right? So that is fine, 32 GB is fine here. Plus, so 20 GB, total 50 GB is fine for, so SAP and DB for trainings environment and everything here. So that's what we have given here. So then how can, this is a fresh installation, fine. But if it is the migration, there are the some scripts, there are the some reports in the SAP level when we are going with the non-HANA databases to HANA database migration. That time there are the some reports and some scripts we may have to execute it here. That we have to perform it here. Still we have 6, 7. And the thing is, we have 16 exports left. Then total 29 exports. Then 13 exports are left. 13 minutes left still. 13 minutes we will able to complete. 13 means, so 20, 620. 620, we will able to complete this step as well here. So if we want to take the small break, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can take it out, but I will be there in the call itself.
I have a question, Ravi. Well, really two questions.
Yeah.
When you're launching the SWPM tool, right, by double-clicking the file itself, is it really necessary to do that, or could we go directly to the browser and just, use the URL itself to launch it?
Yeah, it's actually previously we have to launch the GUI and we have to do it. But nowadays we have to perform using the, but we can also use the GUI instead of browser. But that required some tools we have to install it, the SAP tools, and some tools we have to install it, that we have to open it. But yes, so that is now it is a mandatory to use the browser only. Why? Because URL, if you open it, then only we can able to provide the all the inputs.
No, that's fine. What I'm saying is, you know how on Windows we're navigating to a specific folder, and then we're double-clicking SAP INST, right, to launch
Yes,
the
yes.
SAP tool. Is it even necessary to do that, or can I just go directly to the browser and just use the,
No, no, no.
just
That we need to launch it. Launching is very important. The
okay, okay,
starting the binary file is very important.
okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. For SWP, sorry, sum tool during the upgrade time, so you no need to do, just extract the sum tool, and same way you can open the URL in the browser, that will automatically connect it. But for installation, you need to execute, you need to start the binary in the operating system level. Then only the browser session will go and connect to the your operating system. Otherwise, it won't connect it. So it's mandatory to start it.
All right, very good. Okay, so the other question that I had was we were discussing about, SAP system and then database yesterday. That was a little bit confusing to me. So, for database, when you're going to the SWPM tool, you're selecting the database at some point in the
Right,
step,
right.
right? That's supposed to be like pre-installed. Is that correct? Like the database
Yes,
itself? Is
yes,
that
yes, yes. That is
okay?
SAP.
That portion I don't understand. So how is that a step that I missed, or is that something that you haven't discussed? Or
No, no, that HANA, that is a SQL Server database, right? So we have the DB topic, right? The SQL Server, I have offline, I have installed the SQL Server database on the
right,
Linux.
right. That's what I thought. So is that something that we're going to discuss later down the line,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Later we have the topic, right? DB administration. That time, so how
okay?
to install the DB, how to take the calculations, what are the hardware and software requirements for the database. Yes, yeah, that will be discussed. Yes, later.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, so in this case, you're using SQL Server for the
Right,
database.
right,
Okay,
right.
all right, very nice. Thank you.
So I just have a follow up on the same question what gentleman just asked. So you need to have two database, HANA database and also SQL, or is it just one thing I'm not understanding right?
So if you want to install the SAP application on the SQL Server DB, then you need the SQL Server DB. If you want to install the SAP on the HANA database, then definitely you need the HANA database. If you want to install your SAP on the Oracle, then definitely you need to install the Oracle database. Yes, which database you want to install it, the respective database should be installed as a pre-steps.
Oh, okay. So those are two separate things. Got it.
Yeah, those are two separate things. Which means
Okay.
if any database, any operating system, so the installation procedure is common.
Yes, yes. Got it. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. So
Right.
actually, while installing the software, we have three options, right? Standard and distributed and
High availability.
availability. Yeah, in basically in the organization, which option we can prefer actually?
Which option we can prefer mean that is the client, the customer requirement. Based upon the customer requirement, we have to prefer it. It's not our own decisions in the organizations. So
Okay.
normally the most of the customer, all the non-production systems, they will go for the standard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then standard are distributed. That is optional. But when it
Mm-hmm.
goes to the production system, they will go for the
Mm-hmm.
high availability.
Yeah,
So
well,
production is
okay,
it's
sir.
very critical for them, right? So that is
Yes, sir.
the,
Yes.
they will go for the high availability concept.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
Still, I think 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes left. So 22, 7 files, 9. So 2. So 7 files, 7 files left. 7 means, so minute 1. Yeah, 7 minutes left. Just a rough estimation. Like that also we can calculate it instead of blindly seeing the this session. So if you're blindly seeing the session, nothing is happening. Just verifying, verifying, verifying. Right. So but so sometimes as part of our POCs, people may ask you, okay, if you want to do the S4HANA installation, how much time it will take? Then please do the some POC and let us know. In that case, we can see, okay, starting the SWPM tool, 5 minutes. So remaining all the steps, 5 to 10 minutes, we can give in the S4 and then it is asking the exports verification. It is taking the 20 minutes. So like that, we can split the our duration timelines and we can provide it in case if they are asking how much time it will take. So, but S4 this exports verification only will take very longer time here. Why? Because 29 files verification means it's not that much of easy. So all the files are getting verified, verified and signatured. and we accept it. Then only if it is a success, verified access, then only it will take it next step. Otherwise, it will throw the error message like in the SWPM screen itself. So your file is wrong, it's mismatched, tampered, something like that. We may get the error messages.
Is that verifying it against the service marketplace exports?
No, 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 no. Only here, the downloaded files. There is no connection to service marketplace. Whatever the files you downloaded and whatever the location you have given, so it will verify these files only. If something wrong, it will ask us the please download the latest files and upload into the same folder.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we're talking about verification, I was just trying to see if is it checking that particular file against like another source?
And only this is the place.
Okay, that's not the, okay, that's okay.
So for export file, we no need to unzip the file. Just to put
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
some
you don't need
folder.
to. Only SWPM tool we have to just
Okay.
uncar it.
Okay.
After that, SWPM tool will take care of the extraction, processing the archives and remaining steps, whatever it's required. So see here, there is an option like archive the signature has been processed. So like that, it will give you the information here. Like that, it will give you the information.
Okay.
So SWPM tool.
For in Windows, we need unzip.
No need to do anywhere. So only
Okay.
SWPM tool, we have to
Okay.
extract it initially. Then after
Okay.
that, SWPM will take care of the extracting of the remaining steps and everything.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. In Windows level, you have SQL Server you have manually installed,
Yes.
and after that only SAP installation you are going on the top of the database you have installed.
Yes.
But why in Linux in S4 HANA it is already pre
Yeah.
installed
Yes.
or
Yeah. DB already installed here.
S4 HANA also?
S4HANA is the application. It's not the DB. S4HANA application we are going now installing. Then on top, HANA database is already installed.
Okay, it is
Don't
pre-built.
confuse. S4HANA is the application. HANA database is the database.
Okay, HANA database is already installed, sir.
Yes, already
Pre-built.
installed in this
Can you
one.
show me?
Can you see now? Okay.
Okay, okay. What is the DB host name for HANA?
Maybe S4 HANA,
Okay.
but you will not get the access now. But other host name I will allocate you. So that time you can do the installation. That is the NetWeaver or ECC I can give you.
Okay.
Is there any other like pre-steps that we need to keep in mind before we kind of work with SWPM? In this case, you're pre-installing the database before you.
Prerequisites means file system, space, memory, and with the Linux, some of the RPM packages. So that we have to make sure all the things are correctly installed or not. We have to ensure in the space and everything. Then once done, then we can start the SWPM tool and we can do that one. Main is the space and memory. If these two are fine, CPUs and everything, then we can install the remaining things.
Okay, understood.
Okay, last file. Okay, the last file completed. Then immediately we got the screen like S4 2022 is available. Then click on the next button. So it is available. But still, oh, still one file is missing. You see, S4 HANA Core 30 file is missing. So it's not the 29. Okay, S4 HANA 2023, we have the 29 files and 2022. So file is missing here. So now we need to download that file and we have to provide here. Then what I have to do now? Go to the software download center here. So software download center, one file we missed. Shit. Okay, by alphabetical index. Yes for S4 HANA. See here, if you do correctly all, so then we will able to proceed further. That's why carefully when you are downloading the softwares, so carefully we have to download all the files here correctly, right? So here you see what is the file S4 HANA export, 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 export. 3 is there, 28, 28, 28. 29 is there, but where is the 30 file, 30 file, 30 file, 30 file? Yeah, oh, last it is there. Lastly, that's the thing. But it is very small file, I think.
Generally, they use in company also they use WinSAP like the third party software only. Also.
Ah, sorry?
In companies also they use third party software like WinSAP, Putty like that only.
Ah, yeah, definitely we have to use it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, if
that's
from Windows to Linux, we cannot transfer. We have other tools also available, but Windows
okay.
SAP is some kind of user friendly. So definitely, SAP means definitely we have to use the third party. Putty is the one of the third party only to log into the Linux. And
Mobistam.
Mobex also, that is also we can use it.
Okay.
Mobex term has two features. Directly we can connect to the OS and we can also transfer the
Yeah,
files.
yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, that is done. Then we can copy paste. That is done. Then, okay, go to the migration host. So again, what I have to do, I need to calculate only that file. But if I choose all, what will happen? If I choose all only, again, it will start from scratch. But it's not required. What I will do, I will choose only the 30 file number. Only 30, I can choose it. Why? Because which is missing only 30. Then click next button. So it will only verify the 30 file.
It's nice that it's specifying that specific export instead of you kind of guessing.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, all are available. You can see here. Then click on the next button. The remaining steps will very fast. So only the exports time only, it will take some time, 20 to 30 minutes. Then it will go for next step here. So then this is not required. So HANA DB passwords it is asking. So we can give the same passwords. So DB also same password, schema passwords. So then, so okay, it's HANA, right? Some specific memory parameters it will ask us. So we can choose the default values, parameter recommended values. Just click on the next button here. Maybe HANA administration time, you may get more information. What are those parameters? Why it is so important? Means default parameters and everything. So here HANA client local directory it is asking local directory USRSCP SID. We go to the central directory. So local directory. So HANA client directory. Client also we have to install it. But that client file I have not downloaded. That is also one of the thing. Again, I need to go back. So then again, I have to download the client file. Go back and I have to download the client file. So client I have not downloaded actually. That is also miss. DB client. So client I have not downloaded. Previously in the SQL server, with SQL server DB, client also you will get. For HANA, so we have to manually download the client also. This one, so I have not done it here. So client and DB are the mandatory. So let me download client as well. So HANA client. So see Linux version. Then download the latest version of the HANA client version. So this is also very speed. So that's why as part of the preparation steps, we need to download all the steps, all the softwares, and we need to validate it and keep it ready. If you are doing in middle of the installation, see installation also fast and so your thing also getting delayed, right? So that is the one of the important thing here. IMDb client. Then go to here and we have the USR and again SAP and again MCD. Here IMDb client. Select this one, click on the next button. So client also available. Click on the next step. Same screen, same defining the parameter. We are giving the screen. So you want to go with the live cache with S4HANA. It's not required for us currently. There is no requirement. Then we can skip it out. So later, if any requirement, we can manually add the HANA add-ons, database add-ons and plugins. We can install it. But for now, it's not required here. So here it is asking the pass instance number and DB details and everything here. So 1011, it's already taken. Then 0405. Okay, let's take the 04 and 05 only. Next series instance number. As I mentioned here, when you are doing the SAP installation, there are the two instances will be created. One is the pass, second one is the ASES instance here, right? So then immediately SLD, what is BAS means uh, the set of services will run. SAP installation means it's a brand new house we are installing. In the brand new house, uh, the family will stay. Same as like here, and when you are doing the installation, SAP installation, SAP family members will stay. Sir, what are the SAP family members means? Work process. dialog update that will come. So don't worry, after the installation that will come here. So then click on the next step. Okay, so now review parameter section. You see, so review parameter section here. Same, typical SID, master passwords, right? DB host details and HANA details and the kernel. Then S4 core exports we have given. Then client, schema, passwords. So all the information we have given. Same. If you want to revise, just select and revise it. Then you can come from the, we can select, you can choose the different option for here. Then when you click on the next button here, then it will go to the execute service. Then it will start doing the installation of your SAP systems and everything here. It will do the installation now. So it will start the installation of the your SAP S4 HANA installation now. Okay, this step will continue. So till it will take some time. So then after that everything will be completed here. See here, very fast. But only thing is, okay, extracting, 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 extracting the message server. You can see the steps here. What step is running? Unpacking, extracting. See here. So you no need to extract it here. Automatically it will unpack the SWPM tool here. Then DB kind is getting installed. Then so here, so almost 32% completed. Then it's creating the DB tenant database. Then schemas, passwords, users, then exports. So it is taking care of all those things here. So no need to wait for till completion. So let's keep it. If you open for some time session, then that will take care of the installation part. So only we have to provide the inputs for the SWPM tool. Then SWPM tool will take care of the installation of the S4 HANA in main system installation and everything. Okay, so that is the SAP. So installation here. So yes. So that's it, I think, for today. So please practice. You are a host. You have the access to the that your IP. Same way yesterday, how you guys are progressing, but slowly, one by one, just coordinate it, and I can start the installation. And meanwhile, I can hand over the Linux box details also if you are interested. But first, that I will share with you. But this is the same procedure for Linux also. Okay. So now what you can do, yeah, you have the host, right? You have the other host. In that host, you have the other host. In that host, you can start the installation. So the SAP practice one, where you normally use the Windows, you can log in and you can do the practice. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's it for today. And Monday we'll go for actual topics of the SAP basis administration topics will start. So don't miss it out. So initial things are very, very important. So don't miss it out. So please join. So yeah, have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.